this is John Cola with GrowingYourGreens.com. Boo! And today I have another exciting episode for you guys. Where I'm today, I'm here in Houston, Texas, and I'm traveling on a field trip. And I'm actually here at the Harris County office, Texas A&M Agrilife Extension Service. And the reason why I'm here today is because once a month on the, fourth Tuesday of every month, they have an open house day. And I'm here to check it out. So the open house is like between 9 a.m. and like 11:30 p.m. And like I think at like around 10 a.m. they usually have a class or something like that to teach you guys how to grow food. And I want to encourage you guys, whether you live here in Houston or somewhere else, most every county has some kind of extension office so that you can get information on how to grow your own fruits and vegetables at home. And they've done a lot of the research for you, hard work figuring out what grows well, when to plant, all this kind of stuff. So just follow their advice on what to grow and what to plant. Now, I don't necessarily recommend all their guys' fertilizer or pest application because they may not even do organic growing, and they may use synthetic chemical fertilizers, which I'm not in favor of, but they have a lot of good stuff that we can glean as organic gardeners from them. So what I'm going to do is go in the back of this building, and they have their demonstration gardens to share with you guys what they're growing and some of the research and work that they're doing back there. So let's go ahead and head to the back. So now we're entering the Harris County Master Gardeners demonstration gardens, and there's many different areas. When you walk in, there's like a chain link fence off to the left of the building you're going to want to go through, and then the first thing you're going to get to is this side of the building. Now they got a little tower garden up there that looks like it's growing pretty good. That's growing hydroponically. That wouldn't be my first choice to grow food because they actually are quite expensive actually. But they have all these beds here up against the building here. And this is the herb garden, which is really cool. And they got the herb of the month. And the herb of the month this month is the arugula. So I want to encourage you guys to get some arugula, especially if you're having challenges with your heart and stuff. My friend that had a stroke, actually, he eats arugula to be like anti-stroke. Because it's one of the best things you can eat, you know, for your heart. So eat a lot of it. They got things like lemongrass. So lemongrass is like about 4 feet tall. They're really good. So around here, no problem. They got lemon basil. They got different things like the oregano, and they got chives are doing really good. Looks like galangal ginger. They got rosemary. Oh, and they got this one's really cool. If I lived here, I'd be growing this one. They just call this the sweet plant, not stevia, but it grows really good. They got the basil is growing amazing, and just all kinds of other things in this little herb garden. Sage, lemon verbena. So this amazing use of a side of the building to grow more food. And I want to encourage you guys to always grow some herbs. They're one of the most medicinal foods on the planet. You know, a lot of herbs, we like them because they have high essential oil content. And some companies might want you to buy their essential oils and all this stuff. But you could just buy the plant and use it in your regular cooking each and every day because of these essential oils have beneficial properties within us. I mean, there's like herbal medicine, and so that's why you should grow some herbs. All right, let's go ahead and check out the Veggies Gardens next. So now we're inside the demonstration garden area, and there's many different gardens, including like a water garden, a butterfly garden, and this garden, that garden, an herb garden. And I want to cover like the vegetable gardens for you guys and show you guys the unique ways they're growing some vegetables. Now, over here is the test garden, and what they're doing here in this area is around the outside is like a demonstration garden, so they show people what you can grow here and crops that do well. And then right in the middle they kind of do trials, so they're constantly, the master gardeners are constantly testing and growing different varieties of different crops to see how well they're going to do so that they can make recommendations to you guys. And this is why I encourage you guys to seek out your local university extension office, because they've done all the research and they'll tell you grow these ones, they do the best in this area. So you want to go ahead and contact them. I'll put a link down to the Harris County extension office so that you could get linked up with these folks to get their information if you live here in the Houston area. So let's go ahead and head inside and show you guys just real quick a few of the things they're trialing and a few of the crops that are growing really good right now. And probably the main thing I want to do is I want to go over to the other area where they actually got a bucket garden that I've never seen before. Alright, so I mean, right here what they got is some raised beds, and this is a really good way to do raised beds. It's similar to what I done. They just got solid concrete blocks. They just put it, even if it's on concrete, you can just stack the blocks up, build it over concrete, fill it with some good dirt and compost, and grow some stuff. So they got some turnip purple tops, and they got some sugar snacks carrots, and some Florida broadleaf mustard, some spinach that looks like I don't know what's going on with, and some radishes and arugula. And what I really want to let you guys know, because they got butter crunch lettuce, they got all different kinds of things growing, right? And check with your extension office to see the ones that are going to grow best for you, but also be open to experiment, you know, try some different ones and see what grows well for you. That's how we learn as gardeners. That's how they're learning here. They're doing the trials, and then you could learn from them, or you could just try it and grow yourself. And yeah, raised beds, definitely one of the easiest ways to do it. That's how I like to do it. And let's go around to the edge and show you guys some of the amazing cabbages that they're growing this time of year. The other thing I want to let you guys know is that they have open houses, and I'm here on an open house day. The open house days are every 4th Tuesday of the month. Like, I think it's between like 9 to 11:30. So get here early and you could walk around. It's like a self-guided tour. And there's a lot of people working here, master gardeners. You could ask them questions. They're very friendly. So over here they got different varieties of broccoli growing in the raised bed. As you guys can see, this raised bed, I don't know, it's probably like about 30 inches or so, and it's doing pretty well. And not only do they have broccoli in a raised bed, you know, maybe some of you guys might not have space to put a raised bed in, but you guys could grow in containers like if we just go over here. And they got all these big pots. So I mean, if it was at my house, I would space these guys a lot closer. There's a lot of empty wasted space here. But what they're doing here is they're doing trials, and they're testing different compositions of the soil that the broccolis are growing in. So in some of the pots they just got a standard potting mix, and then some of the pots they got like a shale, half the potting mixture. And the ones with the shale and the potting mixture aren't growing as well. And this is something we could all do, you know, do different mixes and grow the same exact plant from the same transplants, you know, the same size, and see what happens. And this is one of the joys I have gardening, to learn. And I think to keep our minds young, we always need to be learning and growing, and learning in garden is one of the best ways to do it, in my opinion. All right, so what I really want to show you guys in this episode is actually over yonder. They're actually growing in some half a 5-gallon buckets, which is really different, unique, and I've actually never seen this anywhere else. Let me go ahead and show you guys what they're doing. Okay, so the next area I want to show you guys is just right here. So they got a little raised bed here, but they're not just growing in the raised bed. Actually, they have raised bed, and then they got little buckets in the beds. Now, these aren't full-size buckets. What they do is they take the bucket, they first slice off the bottom, so it's just a cylinder or a tube, and then they slice that tube in half, and now they just put the half of a bucket in the raised bed, and then fill that up with soil. So now you got like a little mini raised bed, if you get that. So what this does, basically this gives your plant a little bit more extra soil, also because the soil is in a tube, you know, potentially, you know, it has a little bit different temperature, which could be a good or a bad thing. And I want to go ahead and go over there and show you guys more about this and some of the specific crops they're growing that are doing well right now. So over here they got the Swiss Chard, and Swiss Chard is one that I like to grow, you know, especially in the heat. It grows well for me year-round. This one, I don't know, I think it might have got eaten by some, but it's a pak choy. Good winter crop. They got some scarlet and Annette's carrots. They got some amazing cauliflower, which is looking really good. And they got different kinds of broccoli and sugar snap peas. And this is what they've explained, is that they just put this, install like a similar situation like this in schools, to get schools and kids gardening. So this is a really easy way to do it. You can put it in a bed, and even if you don't have a bed, you can just do it on concrete, cut the buckets in half. And even if you guys don't have a place to garden at home, like in soil, cut buckets in half. You could set them on a concrete sidewalk, you know, on a patio. I mean, yes, it's gonna leak, but you know, it's gonna have a good drainage and good water flow. And all they put in here, not that I would necessarily recommend this, is you know, Miracle-Gro potting soil with some MicroLife fertilizer. So I do recommend the MicroLife fertilizer. Please check the link down below for the video when I visited actually the MicroLife fertilizer company here in Houston, and talk more about why I believe their fertilizer is a superior product over most others on the market. But that's what they put in here, and then basically they put the fertilizer and the Miracle-Gro in there for the teachers. They get them started with the plants so that the kids could see how food is grown, and it grows all year without actually having to do any additional fertilizing. So this is really cool. Now another thing they're doing actually is they got it on a table here, which is basically just some blocks upright, and then they got a table there with all the same buckets cut in half. So let's go ahead and go over there and show you guys some of the plants that are growing up in there. All right, so over in here they got a lot of different plants growing. I want to go over a couple of them. Number one, they have this one. It says herb Italian parsley. Well, I'm not a master gardener, and I surely know that this is actually cilantro, not parsley. But this one over here is tagged cilantro, and it's actually parsley. So I don't know if a kid was joking around, got that mixed up, or the master gardeners got it wrong. But no one gardener could get one thing right every time, including me. And so we're all here on this learning process, and I want to encourage you guys to, always be open to learning new things, and and not always like, this is the Bible, this is what it says in the book, this is how you do it, right? Nature, there's no book to nature. Some of you guys might debate me on that, but nature, it's always changing, it's always different, it's always adjusting according to the times at hand. And that's how I want you guys to be as gardeners, flexible, right? Be really flexible. So they got the carrots up here, which didn't do good in a situation like this on a table, but it did do good like in the ground. Of course, they got the dark red beets, some purple top radishes, kohlrabi, white kohlrabi, they have purple kohlrabi. This is the bush bean contender, so this is the one bush bean you're going to want to grow if you're here in the Houston area. It does the best out of all the different ones. Let's see, some spinach Palco hybrid, so that's the one they liked to grow. And let's see, red sales lettuce, butter crunch lettuce, dwarf curly, kale, cherry bell radishes, white icicle radishes, watermelon radishes, which are some of my favorites to grow. And then finally they just have this little area here with more of these buckets. And what I want to let you guys know is that any way that excites you about gardening, whether you think this is an amazing idea, great, do it. I might experiment with doing something like this and see how it grows, how it maybe holds more moisture, how it's a little bit different. I always encourage you guys to experiment in your garden to see how things are going to happen, right? Sometimes they happen good, sometimes they happen worse. In this setup, they're using this specific growing system for a reason, because it works. And a lot of times I would encourage you guys to model or follow or do things of people that are getting good results, especially university extension offices in your area, because they're out here like every day doing this stuff. So they know what works, especially if you're new and have no guidance. Aside from my videos, check your local university extension office. They've done a lot of amazing, fabulous research that you could learn and grow from. So I think that's pretty much the end of this episode. I gotta get running, got a bunch of stuff to do. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, hey, please give me a thumbs up to let me know. Also be sure to click that subscribe button right down below, and be sure to check my past episodes, over 1,100 episodes now, covering all aspects of gardening. So once again, my name is John Kohler with GrowingYourGreens.com. We'll see you next time. Until then, remember, keep on growing. All right, this is John Kohler with GrowingYourGreens.com. Today another exciting episode for you. And as you guys saw, that last episode was all about rock dust. I'm here at one of the quarries that rockdustlocal.com sources from.